Excuse me, Paisley. Is it really true that you and Ian went on a trip to that super expensive resort? How dare you go there without his wife? You're a jerk. What? Belle? So this is what they call the mother-in-law always bullying their son's wife. Leaving me home all alone while you take your son out to have some fun? You're the worst mother-in-law ever, Paisley.
Now, hold on just a moment. Please calm down. That was the present I received from Ian. I don't think he meant to leave you out of our trip like that.
Huh? For Mother's Day or something?
Last year, all he got me was a bouquet, which I was still very much happy about. But this year, he wanted to do something more for me. After all, this year I'm turning 60, and so he told me this was both my Mother's Day present and my birthday present combined into one.
The worst! Forcing your son to pay for such an expensive present? Are you not embarrassed to be doing that to your own child at your age?
What?
I know that you didn't like the bouquet that he got you last year, and that's why you forced him to do this for you this year. Well, I'm in the same boat as you, only managing a bouquet from him last year as well. But I never forced Ian to have to pay for me to go to some expensive trip this year. Paisley, you really are the most greedy person I've ever known.
Wait a second, Belle. I did not force my son to give me any of that as a present, okay? He told me that he wanted to treat me to something nice this year, and that's why he spent the extra money on me.
Huh? And if you were a normal parent, you would have turned down such an expensive present. But instead you acted like an idiot, letting him do all of that for you.
Are you serious?
Ian is married to me now, and that means if he wants to pay for you to go on a trip like that, to such a fancy resort, he should be taking me along as well. Why didn't you bring anything up with him when you noticed I wasn't coming along with you guys? The fact that you only care about yourself having all the fun shows me you're a worthless mother-in-law.
A worthless mother-in-law? This was all my son's plan, and I had nothing to do with what he chose. And from what I've seen, I can tell that Ian already treats you with special care and attention, Belle. Just a little while ago, you had your birthday, right? And during that time, he took you out somewhere really fun, right?
Huh? He didn't take me anywhere at all for my birthday.
What? Is that right?
No matter how many times I asked him, he never took me anywhere like an expensive resort. Yet when it comes to you, he's totally fine doing that. It's all because of you I didn't get to go anywhere. He had to focus on saving money for you, that he totally forgot to care about my birthday. I don't care that he's running his own company now. You do not get to take advantage of his money like that. All you are is a parasite, trying to latch onto his skin.
A parasite?
Just let go of him already and go off to die somewhere by yourself. He's married to me now, and no longer your item to use. That also means that all of his money is now mine. You're not allowed to put even a single finger on our money now.
Hey now, I have not been trying to get to any of his money. All I did was let my son take me out on a special treat.
Shut up! I will not let you use your son like a convenient little ATM anymore, you old hag.
Excuse me?
Normally, after your son got married to me, the right thing to do would be to make some distance between you and us. Yet, instead, you've just been hanging around Ian all the time, acting like you can stay close as a part of our family. And now you've gone and left me out and run off with him? Stop stealing Ian and his money from me!
Ian, thank you so much for taking me to that wonderful resort as my birthday and Mother's Day present. But from now on, You don't have to put that much time and effort into me. From now on, I'd like you to focus on your wife more and take her out to places she really wants to go.
What? Take Belle, you mean?
It seems that recently the two of you haven't been going out much. I am happy that you're willing to make time to be with me and all, but I'd like you to spend time with your wife first, please.
Does this mean that Belle came and talked to you about something involving me?
Just a little. She seems to be getting pretty upset with how you seem to care more about me than her. I know very well that you care for me and want to show how much you appreciate me. But you should be doing the same thing for her as well. Next time, please take her on vacation.
If I could, I would love to take her out somewhere for a little while. But Belle is always so selfish when it comes to those sorts of things. And that's led to me no longer wanting to take her out anywhere.
What? What do you mean she's acting so selfish?
When it comes to Belle, she's recently... Not recently, but since we got married, it has been a bit odd. Every time I've tried to plan something out with her for a vacation, she becomes a real pain in my butt. All she talks about now is how she's the wife of a CEO. And that if we're going to go somewhere, it has to be where CEOs go with their wife.
What?
If the hotel or resort I choose for us isn't worth over $1,000 per night, she doesn't want to go. And when it comes to flights, if we're not in first class, we can't go. And if it's a cruise, we have to be in the suite rooms with unlimited food and alcohol involved.
So she really wants to have the most fancy of vacations with you.
Before, she was just happy to get flowers for me. But now that we're married, she tells me that flowers are useless because it's a pain to place them in a vase before tossing them. If that's the way she's going to act towards my gifts to her, then I'm not buying her any more presents.
I feel for you. It's not about the price of the gift, but the feelings that have been put into it.
I'm also the one making all the money in the household, and I already give her $5,000 a month to pay for groceries and things she wants to buy. Yet she doesn't see it that way and will ask me for another $2,000 every month so that she can go to the outlets. However, she's still getting on me about giving her such expensive presents, and it's just getting really tiring for me, Mom.
So that's how far things have gone.
And now I'm having to hear that she's upset about the present I gave to you? I'm really sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to get you involved in our private drama. I'm going to have a talk with her later about this.
I would like for you to do that, please. Just be careful not to get things too heated up, okay? You guys have a wedding finally coming up at the end of this month, so you both should be in love with each other when that time comes.
Do you think that Bella's having some trouble dealing with the reality of being married now? And that's why she's wanting to spend so much money and do things her way?
I hope that once the wedding is out of the way, she'll be able to finally calm down a bit. Now, good luck when you talk with her.
Thank you very much for attending my wedding today.
And thank you for inviting me to such a beautiful and emotional wedding. I wish for your marriage with Ian to be filled with love and laughter.
Thank you. And that is our plan. And in order for us to have love and laughter in our marriage, we're going to be cutting ties with you.
What? What did you just say?
As long as you're still around, he won't be able to stay happy. To be frank, you're in his way. Hence, why from now on, you are no longer able to talk or be around us. I don't even want to think about you texting with him anymore either.
Excuse me, but I don't think that I'm getting in the way of anything. Why would you even say something like that about me?
I have always been a bit worried about this. Ian is always thinking and caring about you more than anyone else. It's at the level where he's too attached to you that it disgusts me. That's why I'm taking the both of us away from you. That's my only option now.
No way.
I understand why he's so attached to you in that way that would disgust me. And that's because his father died a while back in that very sad accident. But if I don't step in right now to end things between you two, he's going to be used as your ATM forever. So this is the only choice I have left in order to save him.
I have never thought of my son as an ATM. I understand that my son is always thinking about me and at times will spend lots of money on gifts for me. But I've never asked him to do any of that for me.
Stop lying to me. Especially when I've seen him taking you on all sorts of really nice trips. He never takes me anywhere anymore, okay? So why the hell is he doing that for you? Something has to be going on there. I know for a fact that you've been forcing him into taking you to all of those fancy places.
Come on, Belle.
And I'm guessing that next you will be trying to use me as your slave or something. Well, I don't want to be treated that way by anyone.
What?
A little while ago, you tried to force me into caring for your needs, right? You're thinking that since you've already had your son giving you all of his money, the next thing you need is his wife. I'm not going to allow you to do that with me.
I have never once thought about making you my slave. Belle, could you please take a moment to settle down?
Shut your mouth! You're already taking full advantage of your son now, living the life of a freaking parasite. I will not trust anything that comes out of an old hag's mouth like yours.
I very much understand that you do not like me, Belle, but calling me a parasite and then coming to me about how you're going to cut ties to me now, I can't believe things between you and I have really come to this.
And I know that the whole time you had been spoiled by both your husband and your son. But I will not be doing the same things they did. This is the end of your fancy life of abusing your son's money for yourself. I will not allow him to ever take you anywhere or give you anything as a present again.
Belle.
I am not letting you get away with that toxic behavior just because your son is a CEO. Your son is now mine to use. Which means all of his money that he can use on all of those expensive trips are mine. It's freaking absurd watching a woman like you get her way with her son just because he's a CEO. And that means I'm never going to even bother with you anymore. You're a parasitic old hag.
You have no clue who my mom is then, do you?
What?
Calling another person's mom a parasite? You have no right being such a bitch to her.
What? Huh? Is that you, Ian?
I forgot something at the wedding venue, and so I came back to get it before running into my mom here. That's when she asked me what all of this was about. You telling her that you and I will be cutting ties to her and everything?
Open your eyes, Ian. I'm telling you outright right now that you are overly attached to your mother. You never even bother to take me out of the house anymore, yet you're always going places with her. Can't you see that all she's doing is using you as an ATM, and you're not doing anything to fight back?
You're the one who needs to open their eyes, Bill. Do you have any clue who you're trying to cut ties to right now? My mom is the founder of the company I run. She holds over half the stock that the company has and still helps make decisions for what happens with the company's future.
What? You're saying that Paisley is a shareholder for your company?
The reason I'm able to run such a stable and successful company is because of her. And back in the day, when this company first started, she was there to make sure everything went as smooth as possible. And then she let me take over the company, and that's how I got to this position. Yet you've been calling my mom a parasite this whole time.
Wait a second. What's going on here? What do you mean Paisley helped create that company with you? Huh? I thought that company was your father's creation, right? And you took it over after he passed away, right? All Paisley was a simple housewife to you guys, right?
The one who started this company from the ground up was my mom. In the past, my mom was the kind of person who enjoyed working as her hobby.
Are you kidding me?
And then after getting the company up and running, she finally married my dad. She was already pregnant with me at the time, and when she had to give birth to me, she let my dad take the company over. She told him that she wanted to focus on raising me, so she asked him to take the reins from her.
What?
But then my dad ended up passing away at the age of 50. By then, I was old enough to do my own thing as an adult, and instead of taking the company back, she let me have it. And she didn't want to be the CEO, so she made me that, and has just been sitting and helping from behind the scenes. The reason I have this company and am the CEO was all because of my mom.
No way!
And as the founder of this company, my mom has always held at least 40% of the stocks. And right now, she has close to 60% and is considered the company's biggest shareholder now. My mom could go on all those expensive vacations by herself if she really wanted to. There's no reason for her to be using me for my money when she has more than me to begin with. Yet now you're telling her we're cutting ties all because you think she's a parasite. You have no damn right that's your husband's mother.
But I thought... I didn't know.
I get that I'm closely attached to my mom, but what's wrong with that, huh? What's wrong with me caring about the woman who raised me and gave me my purpose and wanting to pay her back for all of that? As a person, as the company's founder, I respect my mom. Every time I spend time with her, I'm learning something new. That's why I'm always wanting to spend time going out with her. Tell me what's so wrong about that. She has been worried about you and I being married, all while she still thinks about my work and gives me advice in order to do my job right. What is wrong with me respecting her and treating her when she's been so caring towards me? If you are so upset with me giving her all the attention, then why don't you start trying to be a decent woman?
Me?
The only thing that's ever come out of your mouth since we got married is how much of my money you want to spend. And whether I want to talk about work and such, you ignore me saying you have no clue. And when I try to surprise you with flowers, you toss them in the garbage and moan about them. What about the way you behave makes you think that I'd want to treat you as someone special?
But look, I am your wife, right? Yet, you've always been treating your mom with a lot more care than your own wife.
And I just told you why that is. It's because my mom acts more like a wife than you do. And because of that, I don't need you to be my wife anymore. Would you please leave me now?
What? What are you saying, Ian? We only just had our wedding and all of that.
Before I really did like you. But the way you've changed after we got married is far from what I expected. All you seem to care about is the fact that you're the wife of a CEO now. And that's just so boring and shallow to me. I don't care that we just had a wedding. I want the divorce now.
You can't be serious, right?
I'm going home with my mom and I'll be staying with her now. The next time you and I talk will be when I have the divorce papers. And let me tell you this right now. Nothing is going to change my mind about this.
Please, Paisley, do something to get your son to stop thinking about getting this divorce. Do something to stop him right now.
My son has had enough of you, Belle, and won't change his mind anymore. And guess who he reminds me of when he says that?
No way.
I think you both getting a divorce will be a great thing. Then you won't have to take care of me in my old age, right? I was never going to ask you to do that since I have enough money to put me into a home, but you know.
That's not at all what I want now, though. We only just got married not too long ago and just had the wedding. We literally just had our wedding, and I had finally become the wife of a CEO.
Belle, I think you're mistaken. When you become the wife of a CEO, you don't get to just run around spending all of his money. You get a job of your own then, and that's supporting his work and making sure he's in shape so that he can care for his company. But since you were not able to do that for him, you cannot be the wife of a CEO.
I was going to support him from here on out, though. And from here on out, if you ever need my help, I'll be there to watch out for you. I won't even call you a parasite anymore, okay? You and I can become a really close mother and daughter couple. So please, Paisley, do something about Ian.
Oh jeez. But the thing is, most normal parents would never get in between their child and their significant other during times like this. So I'm very sorry, but I'm not going to do anything. I can't.
What?
I am a very caring woman and would love to do something for you both. But you warned me before, right? Normal mothers will create some distance between themselves and you guys after you get married, right? So, I'm so sorry. You'll have to do something yourself now. I'm not going to open my mouth about your issues and will not be helping. Goodbye now.
Oh, wait. You're really going to just abandon me like this? If you do that to me, I'm going to tell everyone about it. Because of my mother-in-law always bullying me, we had to get a divorce.
What was that?
You think that's going to turn out well for a company founder? Surely, when that story starts to spread, the company's image will be ruined. The stock prices for that company will plummet, and there will be no more customers for your son. I'm going to make sure that everyone knows I was harassed by you when I married Ian.
Why would you start sending me texts like that, Belle?
That would ruin you, wouldn't it? If you don't want to have your life ended by me, you go and do something about your son right now. Mother-in-laws only exist to listen to what their son's wife has to say.
Threatening my mom over text, where she can use all the things you said as evidence later, is a really risky move.
What? Is that you again, Ian?
Did you really want things to be hell for you after the divorce?
No, I don't. I want to make up with you and end this divorce.
No. You just said you want to ruin my company's image as well as my mom's. Then go ahead. But that would not stop me from getting this divorce I've been wanting. And after the divorce, you'd be going to court to be sued by my mom and I for trying to defame us in our company.
What? You'd sue me?
Go ahead and lie about what's happened, because we have evidence right here. And if you want me to take things one step further, let me pull the transaction history from all my credit cards you used before we even got married. I have the evidence I need to prove that you only married me for my money and nothing else. Once I get one of the company's lawyers to help me with this, I'll make sure you have to pay me in this divorce. You think you can fight a CEO like me? Then come and try your best move on me.
Calm down, Ian. I was just joking about all of that.
Well, it was a very lame joke that nobody, not even yourself, laughed. I'm tired of your crap. Now sign the damn papers. If you ever try to get my mom wrapped up in your BS again, I'm going to make sure you never have a future.
Right after that, the divorce between Belle and my son was completed. And after that, both of Belle's parents came to me to tell me how sorry they were for their mentally troubled daughter. And at that time, her parents made sure to bring Belle along. And she began to break down, watching both her parents at my feet, begging for forgiveness. I like to think that she finally realized just how much her idiotic and selfish actions hurt everyone. And she was crying that whole time until her parents finally left. After they got back to the house, Belle's father did not let her into the house with them, and told her she was no longer a part of the family, and she was an embarrassment that almost ruined everything. Now she is out looking for a job with all of her energy, while crashing over at one of her best friend's house. Sometimes she will still call or text my son, asking him to get back together with her because she learned her lesson. But he would only reply by telling her that of course she's learned her lesson, but that does not mean she's meant to be the wife of a CEO. But now he just ignores all her calls and texts, as she doesn't even seem to understand what the simple comment means.